Good morning, everybody. It's down in the 50s this morning. You can actually see the fog over the pond, where the pond is probably 20 degrees warmer than the air right now. We had a fair amount of, about 1.5 inches of rain from the hurricane, but everything does dry off pretty quickly out here. So a couple days later, I'm back over here. I'm gonna go up there and see what I can do to the little 4-bay pond I've got to dig. But first thing I'm gonna do is take the 220 over there. The basement, they come over here and pin the corners in it, and I don't know if between taking the tree down or something was laid out a little different. I think they used a different set of plans on the first time they pinned it. There's one little wall up there where the ladder is. It needs to be cut back about 2 feet. Doesn't quite fit in there just enough, so I'm going to take the 220 up there and cut that out. Jeff's going to bring me a couple of sheets of plywood down here to lay over top of the pins they've already put in the ground. We get that dug out, and then we'll look at the pond, but I'll show you that when I get up there. Current situation, big tree was right here. Front of the house is right there, 3 feet. I don't know what we got going on right here, but we got a pin up here on top of the hill. So something angles that was not pinned during the initial layout. So therefore, corner of the house goes right here. I need to cut this little section back about 3 feet. I think this is fine, but I'm going to cut it back anyways. And then right here, that was probably doable, but that's only like a foot from the edge. We're going to get some plywood and lay over top of these pins, and then I'm going to cut this back about 2 feet or something right here to give them a little bit more room. So I might as well just cut all this back another 2 feet while I'm here, which is just this little section right here. But I'll take it and it's still pretty wet out here. Pile the dirt up right there, and then I'll move it before I leave once it dries out a little bit. So we'll lay a little bit of wood down, cover that up. I can come back in here with a mini and clean that up afterwards. Everything's drained pretty well, other than looks like it was about a little bit of a low spot right here. Got a puddle right there, but that's pretty much what happens when it's 1 inch low over something that's flat and 120 feet long. It'll dry up though. All right, I'm waiting for him to bring the plywood down here. I'll lay that there and go ahead and cut this out. All right, Jeff brought me a couple sheets of plywood. We laid it over those important pins right there to save them from getting disturbed. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this little, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that little section back, and then figure out how I'm gonna cut this one. I know how I'm gonna cut that one, but this one might not be the prettiest in the world, but I'll get it cut. All right, let's cut this back about yay far here. Not gonna be perfectly square, but it's gonna be dug. Just goes to show you how dry the soil is. It's still dusty after the hurricane, but we didn't get a whole lot of rain. So that's going to fall off in probably the next rain, so I'm just going to go ahead and bench it back a little bit. I did bring the mini excavator up here to kind of help clean some of this up if need be. Smooth bucket. I just hate coming back and trying to extend it out, because you can never get it to look as good as you could the first go around. do this other edge here real quick. That's a pretty good pile of dirt, hence why I didn't dig all that out with the mini excavator. It's not near as pretty as it was, but it's cut out. I'm gonna plug the Tilton bucket in and come over here and finish cleaning this up. It's kind of hard to sit right there on an angle downhill and cut that out nice and square, but I can come over here with the mini and finish cleaning this up, get that back on grade, hopefully. Find out here in a minute. Well, just finished that up with the mini. It's not as pretty as the rest of it was the day I cut it, but I got that cut back and that notch and that blended back in. I ended up having to drive the mini down there. It's very hard to look down and see your grade. I find it with a mini excavator, so I just drove around there, got all that cut out to the grade it needs to be, stockpiled the dirt. I'll end up hauling that over there and adding it to that pile probably tomorrow when it dries off. I'm gonna go get the 18-inch bucket and go ahead and dig in that conduit over there for the power that's gonna cross under that 36-inch pipe to get power to those two lots over there. All right, so I have 40 foot of conduit I need to put through somewhere, probably right in here. This is for the power. It's going to come around and then go through this conduit. That 36-inch pipe is going to be about halfway buried in here. That way the water can go between this pond and wherever 20 feet is, somewhere right in here is probably. I'll pull that riprap back a little bit when I set the pipe in. And we're going to dig out just a little 4-bay pond right here to catch any sediment. There's some more development going in up there. That way it will catch any of the sediment that may possibly come down. And we need a little bit more dirt. That kind of is a little flatter in there than we really wanted it to. That way I can take that dirt and add it in there to raise that up a little bit. Same with each side right there. I'll take the big excavator, come in here and strip off whatever topsoil I can find in there, and then take all that dirt and just kind of lay it back up, and then take the topsoil and cover it back up is the plan. Conduit is in. I'm gonna go ahead and backfill it here really quick and go get that excavator, come down here and start working on the pond. All right, so that's where that burn pile was. You can tell it kind of flattens off in here a little bit, and he said during the wintertime it gets a little bit wet right in here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in here and strip some of this topsoil off, and when I dig this little pond right here, take some of this dirt, lay it over here to kind of raise this up and taper it all into over there. We're going to fill that little swell in a little bit and kind of create more of a defined ditch, and do the same thing over there, try to raise that hillside up a little bit just to kind of get a little bit more drainage, because it kind of comes down and then flattens off. So let's go ahead and strip a little bit of topsoil off and throw it over here to the side. Well, right here in this ditch bottom is actually a fair amount of topsoil. I'm making about an 18-inch cut right there and about maybe 6 right there. I dug some little holes. It just kind of blends right into nothing right there. But I got that salvaged, and I came up here into that ditch and cut another little pile out right there. All that's kind of just crap that we put in there. So what I'm going to do is finish cutting this out when I get back from lunch. All the way. So if you notice, I don't know exactly where the pond is going to start and stop, so I'm not disturbing where the actual ditch is. That way it doesn't erode and wash. But I'm going to cut this out all the way up to probably about pretty much where I stopped right there. Lay that over, and then come in here. I know it's going to at least start from like here to there. Probably take and lay all that over again, cut some of this out, start laying all this dirt back up here. Either put some in the truck and or just transfer it and push it. Probably put some in the truck because some right much has got to go right there, and haul 10 or 12 loads right there, keep from having to bail that so far. But pretty much I'm just going to say, I don't know, maybe 80 to 100 by 40 foot wide or so. Nice little oval shaped pond here. It might actually be, I don't know, it's just going to kind of be whatever I dig it. Back from lunch, let's cut out some more topsoil here. So I'm going to try to salvage anything that looks like it'll grow grass. Lay it over here to the side. And when I dig the pond, well, right in here, I'm not going to be filling. I'll probably be cutting still right here. But I'll just fill over top of anything that I cut out to get it back to grade. But if it remotely looks like topsoil, it's coming out. I'm here, I have to stockpile it over there to use it around here later. A lot of this is going to have to go back, right here to cover all this clay that I'm going to dig out, back up. But I got to take dirt all the way to the wood line, so I don't really have any place to stockpile it over here. Hence why I'm throwing it over the ditch. Topsoil go to waste. So it's kind of like moving dirt twice, but you end up digging out a bunch of dirt that doesn't grow anything. Kind of defeats the purpose of filling it in. I mean, we're not defeating the purpose of filling it in, we're still filling it in to get rid of a low spot, but it would be nice to get something to grow. Which is weird because all this is topsoil. I mean, it kind of grew some stuff, but I think it needs some lime and some fertilizer and everything. But I'm going to keep stockpiling this and dig the pond out here. Well, I'm going to stockpile this, go over there and transfer that over one more time to get it farther away. Cut out the bottom right there, because I don't think the pond's going to come up no farther than about right here-ish. I'm I'm gonna make a little spot so I know. I'm gonna use that as a reference for right now, is how far that little 4-bay pond is gonna come up. That way when I dig the topsoil out of the ditch right there, I don't accidentally come up here too far and disturb this. Alright, well let me keep transferring this topsoil back, and I'll go over to the other side and cut all that out, and I should have enough time to start digging some of the pond here before it's moved over here to the other side, getting all this topsoil laid up the hill over here out of the way, and kind of cutting the shape of the pond a little bit. Pretty much where I think the shoreline may go. Really, it's just kind of however big I make it or how much dirt we need to fill in the low line areas up here. And I'm taking this and kind of cutting where I think the edge is going to go, which is about the center of the machine here. Which I'm very glad there's some topsoil in here. Try to salvage every little bit I can. There wasn't a whole lot when we did the pond. Whatever there was, we salvaged it and put on the backside of the pond dam. But everything else just wasn't much up here. Nice day today. Got the doors and the windows open, just enjoying the 70 degrees. It's been a long time since we've had a 70-degree day. Doggone wet up here is why I could never really do a whole lot with it. first scoop of the retention pond coming out. So a lot of this dirt can be wasted right here, so I'm just going to take it and throw it over here, and I'll rake it out with the excavator. Cut this slope in with the dozer. Whatever dirt I need to haul up there, I'll do that. That way I can kind of drive over this a little bit, pack it down. That way it will kind of be in place and not turn to mud. So this should be about, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet deep, I would say. That's what I'm shooting for. I know that water level when it's full, pond's still down about 4 inches, should be about right there where I dug. So if I get it down with the teeth sticking down in the ground, that'll be 6 feet deep. So I'm going to take all this dirt, spread it in here, and then take that topsoil and cover it up. Grade it all out, and then when I dig the I'll put the pipe in. The pipe's going to be about 1 foot in the water, so it's not going to drop the pond 1 foot, but it'll probably drop it 3 or 4 inches to fill this hole up, and then I'll know pretty much where water level's at, and all I got to do is run around here and grade the top edge to make it blend into it. All this is doing is just a little pond, just in case some sediment comes down, but really all we want to do is just, we want to make the pond a little bit bigger, and we need some more dirt to kind of contour this head section up here a little bit better to make it where everything drains a little bit better. That's really the only purpose of all this. This big machine's going to make quick work of digging a hole here. From the other side back over here to cover this up. We'll just have to wait and see. A couple old fat lighter stumps from way back when. So I've gotten this half of the pond dug out and the dirt laid over here on the bank. I'm gonna go over here with the excavator and lay it back and then go jump on the dozer. Probably have about another hour with the dozer there and start spreading some of this out. And then I'll come back tomorrow and haul the rest of that. May need some more over here hauled up there. And then cut that section out right here and haul it right up here. So should go pretty quickly. Well, that worked pretty good. That moved a lot of dirt. I got that row transferred back. I'm gonna go jump on the dozer here for about an hour and knock this down, kind of push that in there and kind of see how that's gonna lay in there. That way I'll know how much more dirt I need to dig out tomorrow. Well, check that out. I like that a lot better. I got a nice slope coming down here now. I'll set the laser up tomorrow and kind of see exactly where the water level is going to be at. But pretty much, I probably need to come, well, whatever 20 feet measures, I'll probably have to dig back another 8 or 10 feet, 15. It's always a lot farther than you think. It's going to come somewhere about right here, but I was going to take this dirt and use it to put up top, but I'm not going to need that much. May go ahead and dig this out in the morning and haul that up there. Yeah. But see how I got a nice taper coming down there now? I finished filling all that in, cut a defined ditch coming down to the channel, and then mirror image that over here. Might have to lay that topsoil back one more time, but I'll know in the morning once I shoot grade. I mean, that's pretty much, this is pretty much flat right here. So I have a feeling the pond should be down about 4 inches. So when it's full, you can kind of see the ring right there. It should be like right here, which is going to put that full. Find out in the morning.